Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Smackdown. See right here, Smackdown General Manager Edge from his General Manager's office making an announcement here to kick things off. Live and in living color from Uniondale, New York, ladies and gentlemen. This right here is the blue brand. This right here is Smackdown Week 6. And well, what a night we have in store for you here tonight as the Smackdown Women's Champion, fresh off of a successful title defense last week against Liv Morgan, ladies and Carmella. She is in action once again. And along with that, ladies and gentlemen, main event, Roman Reigns, Lars, Sullivan, no disqualification. Match made last week thanks to General Manager Edge. Of course, last week it was Lars Sullivan who attacked Randy Orton backstage, trying to make a statement for herself here on Smackdown. And so Edge made the matchup. Edge was like, Sullivan, if you want to make a statement, try making a statement against the former number one contender for the WWE Championship. Try making a statement against Roman Reigns. Of course, Reigns, fresh off as 2 weeks ago at Money in the Bank, if anything. Well, failed to win the WWE Championship from Kofi Kingston. However, it was one hell of an effort. Of course, Reigns and Kofi, if you ask me, they stole the night wise of title matches, excluding of course the Money in the Bank ladder matches. It was, if anything, both Reigns and Kofi for W title, and the Cruiserweight Championship, which saw Drew Gulak defend successfully against Humberto Carrillo, which if anything, ladies and gentlemen, this now brings me to this. Your opening contest here tonight is for the Cruiserweight Championship. It's Drew Gulak and Kalisto. And of course, if anything, last week on 205 Live, it was Kalisto who won a triple threat consisting of himself and the two other men we see right there. It was a triple threat between all members of the Lucha House Party. The winner will become number one contender and either face Drew Gulak or Humberto Carrillo. As of course the main event of this past week on 205 Live was between Gulak and Carrillo, as it was Carrillo's rematch clause from Money in the Bank. And as you see right here, obviously, Drew Gulak now 2-0 against Humberto Carrillo, and he is still Cruiserweight Champion. Now, this matchup was supposed to happen this Thursday on 205 Live. Of course, that clearly is not the case this time around. If anything, 205 Live has officially been cancelled, and the whole Cruiserweight division of 205 Live now moves on over to SmackDown. So the Cruiserweights are back to being SmackDown exclusive. So this matchup was supposed to main event this week's episode 205 Live. Obviously, that isn't going to be the case anymore. So instead, it kicks off the night here on SmackDown as Drew Gulak defends the Cruiserweight title yet again. Defense number 3 within the last 2 weeks here for that man, Drew Gulak. And well, if anything, of course, Kalisto hard-fought triple threat. All this was last week. And so both Kalisto and Drew Gulak, same amount of time to really prepare for this Cruiserweight title matchup to kick things off here on SmackDown.
Introducing the challenger from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing in at 168 pounds, Kalisto. And introducing the champion from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 193 pounds, He is the WWE Cruiserweight Drew Gulak.
Both challenger and champion are ready. What a way to kick things off here tonight on Smackdown. Well, if anything, before this match begins, I would like to say something here. As, well, of course, it was well established since the very beginning of USML that each brand has, or at least had, I guess you could say, an anonymous GM. Raw's anonymous GM manager was revealed to be John Bradshaw Layfield. SmackDown's anonymous GM manager has been revealed to be Edge, of course, a couple weeks back. NXT anonymous GM manager was revealed a couple weeks back as well, to reveal, well, no one other than Triple H. And, well, fun fact, 205 Live's GM manager was supposed to be me. However, good old Vince in the back had to cancel 205 Live. I ran the Cruiserweight division. But now, here is the fun part about this. However, 205 Live is no longer a show, with all the Cruiserweights now belonging to SmackDown. But I still run what happens in the Cruiserweight division. So I guess you could say there's two GM managers here on SmackDown. Both Edge and, of course, myself. I am the Radar Superstars' right-hand man when it comes to the Cruiserweight division. Edge will not be able to book the Cruiserweights. I book the Cruiserweights, and I use Edge's show, SmackDown, to do so. So, if anything, yeah, I got my show taken away from me, but I now run it over here on a larger platform. So, if anything, you're seeing this matchup, well, because of me. You're welcome. You also saw the Velocity matchup because of me, between Buddy Murphy and only Lurkin SC right there. If anything, enough about me. Kalisto here. Now, to the High Red District, and now, oh my god, 450! Looking to put away Drew Gulak early here in this Cruiserweight title contest to kick things off on SmackDown 2, and no, oh, that was close. Let's see that again. Aerodynamic, a thing of beauty right there. Of course, from the high-flying Kalisto. And so Gulak now, trying to gain some momentum here in this matchup. Big bad body drop right there. And they're centering the ring on the part of the Cruiserweight champion. And now Gulak here, oh, club and blow. It's the back of the skull. Gulak has been a force to be reckoned with here on SmackDown. If anything, he's beat Kalisto in the past. There was a non-title matchup between these two a couple weeks back on 205 Live, where Drew Gulak did actually beat Kalisto. However, that was in a non-title contest. Kalisto, of course, won the triple threat this past Thursday on 205 Live to become #1 contender. And so Kalisto, if anything, he gets a rematch of sorts. Difference is, this rematch has bigger implications. As well, this time around, it's for the Cruiserweight Championship. And we now Kalisto here. Oh wait, what's this? Oh, okay, I thought Gulak was going to powerbomb Kalisto, spiking Gulak on his head. Well, Frankensteiner, and that was a very close 2 count. For sure, almost had the Cruiserweight Champion to be crowned to start things off. And now Gulak here, with Kalisto in the corner only for a good second or so. And now Kalisto going to turn the tables. Gulak now in the corner, and Kalisto here going to take Drew Gulak for a ride, and down goes Gulak in the center of the ring, and Kalisto here is on a roll so far. Kalisto now from the ring apron, stuns Gulak right there, he caught him, and now springboard plancha, aka springboard seated senton, and now was looking for a springboard Phoenix Splash, was not able to get, and Drew Gulak is actually gonna take advantage of that, and a Regoplex will usually follow suit after that. Is not pretty, as it is usually the Gulak. And Gulak here, is he? Yes, he is. Locked in tight onto Kalisto. Kalisto's tapped out of this once before. Will he tap out once more? And yes, he will. Drew Gulak 2, Kalisto 0. Drew Gulak 2, Humberto Carrillo 0. Well, if anything, Drew Gulak now officially 4-0 here in numerous mode. For those of you who want to keep count, if anything, we got our own personal records here in numerous mode on the win and loss percentage of the superstars. However, that's not really public knowledge to you, the WWE Universe. But anyway, and while Kalisto comes up short yet again, definitely an effort was put, as the 205 Live General Manager, I guess as the Cruiserweight Division General Manager, I guess I could say now. I was more impressed with Kalisto's last performance against Drew Gulak. This one right here is relatively disappointing, as much as I hate to say it. But anyway, that man right there, the Cruiserweight Champion Drew Gulak. A no-fly zone. As long as he's Cruiserweight Champion, he will still continue to campaign for a no-fly zone here in the Cruiserweight Division. What a victory for that man. And so we are back here on Smackdown, live from Uniondale, New York. As well, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Money in the Bank is scheduled to make her first appearance after winning the Money in the Bank briefcase 2 weeks back at Money in the Bank. It's the Empress of Tomorrow. It's Asuka. And of course, Asuka to be accompanied to the ring by fellow tag team partner in Kairi Sane. And of course, Sane was also in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, Sane obviously came up short, but it was Asuka who was able to unhook the briefcase. And of course, Mr. Money in the Bank, Buddy Murphy, making an appearance. Of course, in the SmackDown pre-show, that is Velocity. And of course, well, if anything, Velocity with their debut episode, as they looked to top Raw's debut episode of Heat. And if you ask me, probably maybe a little bit of a bias, since I do work for General Manager Edge, and since, well, he gives me a spotlight to showcase the Cruiserweight Division, but I think Velocity did better than Heat. At least that's my personal opinion. As now, oh, look at this, okay. Of course, this right here, local competitor, being told her name is Kaylee Andrews. Well, let's see what this chick could really do here. And well, so far, it's a pretty good showing against Asuka. Relatively surprising me if anything. Okay, well, never mind. Asuka gonna reverse the suplex attempt into a neck breaker. And now, well, Andrews, I guess, well, it's a payday if anything, but I'm gonna think she's gonna start to regret this any second now, and maybe about now. Let's see right there. Side Russian leg sweep on part of Asuka. Well, if anything, really just a Russian leg sweep, we think about it. Not really anything of a side going on to it. Anyway, really a nitpick of mine, as Asuka just drives the boot across the facial area. And now Asuka here, charges up a roundhouse kick to the back of the skull. Well, that was not pretty at all. And now Asuka here. Of course, a momentum matchup here. Asuka holds that woman's main briefcase. And with that, the opportunity to cash in anytime she pleases. Either for the SmackDown Women's title, the Raw Women's title, or even the NXT Women's title. See right there, Frankensteiner. On to Andrews. And now Asuka here. Well, dominance matchup so far. From the get-go of anything, Kaylee Andrews had a pretty surprising performance, albeit for like 5 seconds or so. And now Asuka here, taking out the legs here, and now multiple kicks across the chest area, and one last final kick, roundhouse kick to the back of the skull, just for good measure. And Asuka's having her way here. Asuka now looking for a final nail in the coffin, perhaps a running hip attack. Of course, similar to that, if anything, somewhat of Raw Women's Champion Naomi, and Asuka lets go of the pin. And now looking to soak up this moment here. Asuka knows she has this one in the bag. A little bit of arrogance being showed right there from Miss Money in the Bank. And now here we go, a flurry of kicks. And now one last final spin kick across the temple. Oh, God. Well, Kaylee Andrews has been knocked silly. Well, thanks for coming, kid. As Asuka makes quick work of her. Well, I mean, there was no doubt from the get-go of anything. Miss Money in the Bank Asuka proven to us of how and as of why she holds that briefcase in the first place. a dominant performance here tonight on Smackdown. Big time victory for her as Kairi Sane, her tag team partner, watches on. And well, if anything, there's still action still to come here tonight on Smackdown. Of course, the no disqualification main event between Roman Reigns and Lars Sullivan, that's one to definitely look forward to. And along with that, SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella is also in action, if anything. However, it will be a non-title contest. But along with that, it is going to be the ever so ultra talented Iconics in action. As it'll be the Iconics up next on SmackDown. They take on Fire and Desire, the team of Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. The winner, and I got the proud privilege to announce this right here from my very cramped booth in the skybox. But up next on SmackDown, it's the Iconics, it's Fire and Desire. The winner, or the winning team if anything, will become number one contender, or number one contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championships. That's right, I won that stand Extreme Rules in 2 weeks' time. It'll either be Fire and Desire or the Iconics, who challenged Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for their Women's Tag Team Championships. And ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. That is up next on SmackDown. And so we're back here on SmackDown. As during the commercial break, I was able to talk to General Manager Edge about making this matchup official. And well, he gave me the green light. And so, at One Night Stand Extreme Rules, it will be Kalisto who gets his rematch clause for the Cruiserweight Championship as he challenges Drew Gulak in the One Night Stand Extreme Rules kickoff show. Along with that, ladies and gentlemen, earlier on before the show started, if anything, Intercontinental Champion Jinder Mahal took to Twitter as both him and Dolph Ziggler will not be here tonight on SmackDown, but Mahal already looking to get under the skin of number one contender Dolph Ziggler 2 weeks ahead of their battle at One Night Stand Extreme Rules. And so, of course, last week on SmackDown, the main event, it was a fatal four-way contest between Dolph Ziggler, Kane, Rusev, and former champion himself, Shinsuke Nakamura. Ziggler came up with the victory in that contest, and so, in 2 weeks' time, One Night Stand Extreme Rules, the IC belt on the line, Jinder Mahal, Dolph Ziggler. However, while that is in 2 weeks' time, at One Night Stand Extreme Rules, time for a matchup that has major implications regarding One Night Stand Extreme Rules. As the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, they make their way down to the ring. And well, they take on the team of Fire and Desire, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Of course, Rose and Deville actually are already awaiting the arrival of the Iconics as they're now on the outside of the ring. And so, of course, Women's Tag Team Champions over on Raw, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Of course, at Money in the Bank, both of them were actually in the Money in the Bank ladder match, both women clearly coming up short. The other two women for Raw on that night was both Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks. Well, if anything, both Bliss and Cross, fresh off a successful title defense 2 weeks ago, if anything, on Raw, as they successfully retained against the Riot Squad, the team of Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan. And then what immediately followed that on SmackDown last week was Carmella defeating Liv Morgan to successfully retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Anyway, here we go. The matchup now begins. Mandy Rose and Peyton Royce to start things off here in this tag team contest. Up next is actually going to be SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella in action. And then what follows that is your main event, Roman Reigns and Lars Sullivan. No disqualification contest. Reigns, of course, if anything, 2 weeks ago, Money in the Bank came up short in one hell of a matchup against Kofi Kingston as Reigns failed to win the WWE title from Kofi. But Reigns, if anything, he still has his rematch clause, so Reigns could get a rematch in the near future. Question is, when will General Manager Edge give it to him? Or even when Roman wants it himself, he could really just ask Edge, and Edge will be able to figure it out a time and a place. Anyway, here we go. Sonya Deville has now been tagged into this contest here, and it's her and Peyton Royce now. And so Sonya lifts up Peyton in the center of the ring here, has her up here in a body slam position, and down goes Peyton Royce with, well, a body slam. And Peyton gonna look to try and regroup here. Winner becomes number one contender for, or number one contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championships, as it will be a SmackDown versus Raw interpromotional affair. Of course, the Women's Tag Team titles can appear on any brand, Raw, SmackDown, even NXT. And if anything, while both the Iconics and Fire and Desire are both a part of the Smackdown brand, they could actually appear on NXT or on Raw as well. And so can Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. Cross and Bliss are part of Raw. They could appear here on SmackDown or even on NXT. Even if you are a part of a women's tag team and you are assigned to one specific brand, you can still pretty much jump ship, really. Especially when you are the tag team champions. Anyway, moving on back over to this contest here. What a night on SmackDown's been so far. A successful cruiserweight title defense on the part of Dragulak, as he was able to beat Kalisto. And of course, in 2 weeks' time, I've now made the match official. Of course, thanks with the green light from Edge, that Kalisto gets his rematch in the kickoff show of One Night Stand Extreme Rules. And along with that, of course, Intercontinental Championship on the line. Dolph Ziggler challenges Jinder Mahal. Of course, the matchup was pretty much made official due to last week's Fatal 4-Way contest, in which Dolph Ziggler won that affair. Anyway, now Peyton Royce taunting both Mandy and Sonya Deville here. And now Peyton, Fireman's carry onto Mandy Rose. And now, pulls the hair down. Smart right there on one half of the Iconics and Peyton Royce. Now look at that. The athletic ability being showcased right there. And I wish I was Mandy Rose in that moment. Moving on. Peyton Royce now. What else can she be thinking of here? Snaps suplex. Quickly shoots the half. Cover. Only one. Well, if anything, not even a 1 count. It was a 0 count. Royce so far doing a good job of keeping Mandy isolated away from Sonya Deville. And now Mandy Rose here in a tough predicament. Big time forearm now. What's Payne looking for here? On the ring apron. This doesn't look good at all. And now wait a second. Look at this here. Has Mandy Rose locked up here between the ropes and her legs. Reminiscent, of course, of Cruiserweight legend Tajiri. Very similar to Tarantula that Tajiri used to do. As see right there, follow that. It was a big time kick. As now we're back here on the live action for SmackDowns. Now Billie Kay has actually been tagged into a ring off the snap suplex. Only a 1 count. It's now Billie Kay and Mandy Rose here. And of course Billie Kay, the size advantage here, the height advantage on her over that of both Mandy and Sonya Deville. But Mandy here was looking for something right there. And Billie using those long legs of hers to be able to get that kick into a tempo. But Mandy's not ready all the phase, all the much. Gorilla press, into the ropes. And Billie Kay, God. What a horrible landing. Mandy Rose. Does she want to decapitate Billie Kay? Because if she does, I really do not appreciate that. And now from the ring apron, a suplex into the center of the ring lands Billie Kay. And Mandy Rose, very proud of herself. I mean, rightfully so. That was a nasty landing for Billie Kay. And now, into a corner as Mandy sends Kay. And now Billie here in a tough predicament. Sonya Deville from the second rope, double axe handle across the arm. And now Fire and Desire looking to become number contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championships here tonight, to be able to challenge Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Of course, so far SmackDown has seemed to be the better show than Raw, wise of, how much accolades the talent has. Sure, Raw has the Women's Tag Team titles currently, but by this rate, SmackDown have both Money in the Bank briefcases. However, both Asuka and Buddy Murphy, they could jump ship anytime they want to either NXT or Raw when they decide to cash in that briefcase. But for the time being, they both remain on SmackDown. And of course, there's also the King of the Ring tournament, which will be scheduled to happen in 6 weeks at the King of the Ring pay-per-view. And what happens 4 weeks after that will be SummerSlam. And now this is when things get even better, wise of this interpromotional battle between JBL's Raw and Edge's SmackDown, because the King of the Ring tournament will be between 8 men, 4 from Raw, 4 from SmackDown, and it will ultimately commence in an interpromotional battle between 1 from Raw and 1 for SmackDown to main event the King of the Ring pay-per-view. The winner of that tournament obviously will become the King of the Ring, and the King of the Ring winner will be able to main event SummerSlam for either a WWE or Universal Championship shot, depending on what brand they are on. If you are a Raw superstar, then you give Monday Night Raw the main event of SummerSlam for your Universal title. If you are a SmackDown superstar, you give Tuesday Night SmackDown the main event on SummerSlam with the WWE Championship on the line. So the interpromotional battle ever so continues. I see the Northern Lights driver by Billie Kay spikes Mandy Rose right on her head. So far it seems SmackDown is better than Raw, with both main event briefcases, at least so far. That could ultimately change if either Asuka or Buddy Murphy decide to jump ship. Along with that, women's tag titles belong currently on Raw, and either Fire and Desire or the Iconics could perhaps change that in 2 weeks, depending on who wins this contest. Anyway, now enough of time about the promotional war here in between Raw and SmackDown. John Bradshaw Layfield's Monday Night Raw, the Radar Superstar Edge, and his Tuesday Night SmackDown. See you Billie Kay knocks Sonya Deville off the ring apron here. And now Kay here. Oh, was looking for shades of Kay, misses. Of course, that big boot. And now Billie Kay here has Mandy Rose again. Northern Lights driver in the center of the ring. What a nasty landing it has been for Mandy Rose now twice. Billie Kay has been getting retribution for what happened earlier on, where like her chest, her neck, her facial area just got completely demolished against the middle and bottom rope thanks to Mandy Rose. And now here we go, Peyton Royce turns the tables on Mandy Rose. That's now Peyton and Mandy here. As Billie Kay trying to catch a breather. And oh, look at this roll up here, schoolboy. Sadly enough, a rope break for Mandy Rose. That's now Peyton Royce here. Majority of this matchup, if you ask me, has been the Iconics. Sure, Fire and Desire, they have had some good moments, but majority has been the Iconics. That's now Mandy right there. Well, big time elbow. Looking to change the momentum here for Fire and Desire. That's now Rose here, all misses. Goes into the corner of the Iconics. And now Peyton Royce here, able to capitalize to the second rope. Goes Billie Kay, double X handle across the arm and hand. And now Kay here, oh, shades of Kay on to Mandy Rose, and Rose takes a nasty landing. Her neck snaps upon the impact of landing on the bottom rope. And now Peyton Royce here, not going to capitalize, not going to pin Mandy Rose. What can Peyton Royce be planning here? And now looks for a roll up here. Mandy's hands underneath the ropes yet again. Maybe, just maybe, Billie or Peyton should have pinned Mandy. That probably could have been it. Especially considering if Sonya Deville was not going to be able to enter the ring in time. I see her there. Power slam on per Mandy Rose. Well, if anything, excuse me, if Sonya wasn't able to break it up in time, if anything. Speaking of Sonya Deville, here she is. As she's now been tagged into this matchup, it's now Sonya Deville taking on Peyton Royce here. And now Deville, oh, look at this, brings Billie Kay into the ring. That's uncalled for. What did Kay do? Billie Kay was minding her own business, and Sonya Deville, how dare she? Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Leaping lariats right there on Billie Kay. And oh no, sweeps the legs. And falling on the hardest part of the ring does Billie Kay. Why do we gotta see this again? Monkeys in the back, thank you. I did not want to see that. We did not have to see the horrific landing of Billie Kay another time. I didn't request that. Anyway, Billie Kay back on the ring apron, luckily enough. But oh god. One elbow by Sonya. Catches the leg here, sweeps out the other leg. Well, a great reversal right there into a cover. Desperation, perhaps only one. Only a one count. The Iconics still alive and kicking in this contest to determine the number one contender for the Women's Tag Team Championships. As now, misses that big time kick. Does Sonya Deville, but gets that one to midsection. That one brings down Peyton. That one you could tell definitely hurts. Well, a lot. And now big time elbows. Maybe forearm strikes as well. And brings the hair down. Does Peyton Royce. And now Royce tries to regain some stamina here. And now Peyton Royce here sizes up Sonya Deville. And Deville not looking so good. She's dead. She has no clue where she's at. And now a Venus flytrap here by Peyton Royce. Ladies and gentlemen, this matchup continues in part 2 of Smackdown.